America is really set up to make you feel alone. Cause when you feel alone, you waste your money on dumb shit that you don't really need.
I want to be honest with you. Right now it's 10:52 in the morning, and I'm in the US. I grew up in a small town in Kenya, a small village called Mabera. This is in Migori County, and honestly, right now I feel like I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I feel like I've wasted my time being in this country. I feel like I'm not making any progress apart from, waking up every day to pay bills, go back to work, pay bills every day.
America is the worst place when it comes to social life. Like, I've been back in the States for about a week now, and I have no idea how people live here. Like every time I've come back to America from either like Asia, Africa, like it's just like I have a reverse culture shock because it seems like people are just like dead inside. Like you look at people's eyes and it's lifeless.
Yo, as a black American living here in South Africa, having a home like this was just a dream in America, coming from East St. Louis, Illinois. But I was able to retire medically, and now I'm here, what you call living a soft life. You understand? I'm walking through pillars and shit like I'm a Roman emperor.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing amazing. Thank you so much for clicking on this episode. I really do appreciate your love and support on this channel. So I just happened to come across this video of this African man who lives in the United States of America, complaining on how hard it's like in America, how easy it is to become homeless in America, and also the mentality people have that, in America you have everything. And I remember sometimes back in 2023 when I met one of my American friend, and he told me America is only good for you to go work there, get money. He's also American, mind you, and he's always traveling. Yeah, he goes back to see his family because his family is there. But he was just explaining how life in America is hard, how to socialize, how to make friends. And this guy is now saying the same thing, and also saying how easy it is to get into depression while in the States, because the norm is, or your timetable is like always just to wake up, go to work, come back home, sleep, wake up, go to work. You have to keep on working hard. And these are the same things that Black Americans have been telling people. And I've seen videos where Black Americans are always telling Africans, you know what, just stay in your country, fight for your country to be a better country, fight these corrupt leaders. Just do it in Kenya, do it in Ghana, do it in Nigeria, because we've been sold this lie of the American dream. And most people that try to go in America, pursue their education or work there, win the green card, they always have this mentality. And I don't blame them, because this is the same mentality I had when I was about 16 years old, because we believed, and what the mainstream media was showing us there is that America is the best and the greatest country that you can ever be to. So I want us to watch these clips for this guy that, he's come and talked the truth of what he's facing through. There are some who might say, yeah, I'm not facing that. Probably you are among the few lucky ones that are, lucky to have that good life even after, migrating to America from Africa. So let's just dive right ahead. Every clip and every switch that you'll be seeing on our today's episode, credits belongs to the original creators of these videos that you're seeing on your screens. So let's just dive right ahead and we'll come back with more commentary.
Hello guys, how you doing? So I want to be honest with you. Right now it's 10:52 in the morning, and I'm in the US. I grew up in a small town in Kenya, a small village called Mabera. This is in Migori County, and honestly right now I feel like I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I feel like I've wasted my time being in this country. I feel like I'm not making any progress apart from, waking up every day to pay bills, go back to work, pay bills every day, and send money back to Kenya, and probably build a very big house that I might not even live in. Hopefully if I go back to Kenya once in a year, I get to live in that house like a couple days because sometimes when I'm in Kenya, I only have to be there for 3 weeks unless you want to come back to America and you find that your job got rid of you, or maybe the bills are waiting for you. So I feel like there's a loop, there's a hamster loop that is happening in America, and I really struggle to get out of that loop. You know, they put you into a credit system, make you pay bills, and keep building your credit to get more loans, and the more loans are gonna make sure that you're getting stuck in the same spot. So I feel like I've been doing the same thing over and over and over again. I have a car right now that I drive that I have to finish paying in the next 6 years. I have rent, I have a phone bill, I have insurance, I have groceries that I have to buy, and this is something that I have to do for the next 10, 20, 30 years that I plan to live in this country. But I feel like I'll be in the same loop forever unless I get out of the system. I get out of this loop that makes me feel like I'm in a circle that never ends. Because honestly, I'm gonna be honest here, life is not here. There's no life, bro. Like, these are houses and houses and houses and cars, and I'm sitting outside here by myself. You can't even get to see a neighbor saying, "Hi, how you doing? How you feeling?" Nobody cares for you, bro. You wake up every day, and back home, if you find this kind of environment, it feels like some people moved out of that place. It's a deserted place. Nobody lives there. But here, people are in their houses. They're just chilling. Depression is real. Nobody cares about you. Nobody really is concerned about your welfare. Nobody even wants to love you genuinely. So I feel like this American dream is just a dream. People got to wake up, you know. People have to wake up and say, we have to chase life. You people have to wake up and come outside and say to people, hey, how you doing? How you feeling? I care for you. I love you. Those are the things that people need. People are not meant and created to stay in isolation. We are meant to stay as human beings, social human beings, live together, work together, play together, bro, live together. I don't hear nothing but birds and cars and people loaning their grasses. That's the only thing that I feel here. So right now, I really hate that I'm here, and I want to go back to Kenya. I want to go back to Africa. I want to go back home. I'm tired. I know I'm struggling, but I have to agree with you. And I have to tell you one thing. This is a saying. When a forest catches fire, the chameleons must abandon the working styles of their ancestors. That's the only way you'll survive. So if you come to a country like America, bro, you're from Kenya, you grew up in Africa, and there's a way you used to do things just because you're in Kenya. You get here, you have to change the behaviors, change the design of how you do things. Otherwise, the life will not catch you. Our life will not be fair to you. And for me, I think I've been too slow. I've been too slow to adapt to changes and make those changes, and that's where the struggle is.
Homeless in America.
It's 2:30 in the morning, and I don't feel like getting into why I'm sleeping in a parking lot. But I do know that you're usually allowed to sleep in a Walmart parking lot. So I came to this Walmart parking lot, and there is a hotel, and with empty parking spots. And that car, and that car, and that car, and every car that you can see. And 1 or 2 through there. Every single one of those cars has got somebody sleeping in it. Because a woman came over when I pulled up and asked me if I needed something because I had to do something to my truck. And she asked me if I needed anything, if I needed a flashlight, if she could help me in any way. Her name's Susie. She's super sweet. And I said, no, thanks. And I looked around and I asked, I said, can I sleep in this parking lot? And she's like, yeah. And that's when she told me, she said, every single one of these cars has someone sleeping in it. That green truck right there, he's here every night. I'm here every night, she said. There's a blue truck here with a trailer on it. In the greatest nation on earth, there are people, and they're nice. Some of them are nice cars. My truck is a decent truck. shiny, clean. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15-ish cars. And there's like 3 dozen empty parking spots in the hotel next door. Yeah. But the economy's great. Fucking great.
Hey there, my name's Tyler, and I am homeless here, living in my car because, well, I can't afford $1,800 a month for rent. Going live here on TikTok, so come on and join, and I'll give you a full tour of the car. We're gonna have some breakfast together, and you can ask me some questions. Hope to see you there. Bye.
There are over 700,000 homeless people in America. Men, women, children, veterans, sleeping in tents, cars, storage units, alleyways. And do you know how many vacant homes there are? Over 16 million. Let that sink in. There's more empty houses than homeless humans. Yet somehow they convince you that homelessness is a failure of the person. Nah, it's a decision, a choice made by the system. A system that would rather let a home sit empty and rot than let someone live in it without a profit. Is the system broken? It's not. It's functioning exactly how it was designed. Because if they can convince you that going homeless is a personal failure, then they never have to take responsibility and fix this system. And the worst part, housing isn't scarce. Compassion is, but the empty buildings, they're everywhere. And the only thing that stands between a roof and a human being is a fucking price tag. And a system that sees property as more valuable than human beings. We solved homelessness on paper, then the system crumpled it up and lit it on fire. A system that was built to protect profit, not people.
America is the worst place when it comes to social life. Like, I've been back in the States for about a week now, and I have no idea how people live here. Like every time I've come back to America from either like Asia, Africa, like it's just like I have a reverse culture shock, because it seems like people are just like dead inside. Like, you look at people's eyes and it's lifeless, and then you just like ask people like, yo, okay, today's Friday, what is going on today? Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, okay, what you been doing? Like, I've been going for like 4 months. Like, what have you been up to? Nothing, man. Just maintaining. You know, man. I'm like, yo, like, what the hell have you been doing? Like, every time I leave, like, I leave 3 months, 6 months, and then when I come back to America, it seems like nothing ever changes. Like, people are still in the same rut that I left them in. Like nothing ever changes. And the people are just like lost. Like, it really looks like people are like zombies here. Like,
America is really set up to make you feel alone. Cause when you feel alone, you waste your money on dumb shit that you don't really need. Look at this. I'm in Kenya right now, and everywhere I go, there's a sense of community. Like, people are constantly checking in on people like, oh, hey, have you seen like Juma?
I haven't seen him in a minute. Let's call him up. Oh my God.
There's always people reaching out to you.
Yo, as a Black American living here in South Africa, having a home like this was just a dream in America, coming from me, St. Louis, Illinois. But I was able to retire medically, and now I'm here, what you call living a soft life. You understand? I'm walking through pillars and shit like I'm a Roman emperor. But yeah, for the amount that I'm paying here, it'll cost me like 3 times as much in the States. I get to walk the streets without being harassed in a white neighborhood because my police are black.
Finally, guys, at least we have people who are coming out and telling the truth about the American dream, because most people believe that when you go to America, like, you'll have everything figured out, like that is the pathway of becoming rich and becoming great in life. And honestly, I don't blame most people from Africa and other parts of the world that, you know, go to America with the dream of making it and becoming great in life. Some go for education purposes, some win green card, and so many of them are always out here trying to play green card to win, to go and live in America. They want to raise their kids in America. And it's because, you know, we've been sold the American dream. The mainstream media is always preaching on how great America is, and that's why everyone wants to be in America. And kudos to this guy who's just like out here and now saying this is how life is like for him. I know there are others who are out there and are probably lucky and they have it as they envisioned and they have everything together. So many Africans from different countries in Africa, you'll see it or even see them on comment section on certain videos like, I just want to come to America, even if I'll be your house girl, even if I'll be sleeping on the streets, even if I'll be homeless, at least I'll be making money. You know, they think that jobs are there waiting for people. And like now you see, they've been deporting so many immigrants in the States, including Africans. It's crazy because like most people, why they believe this is because this is what the mainstream has been saying. You know, America is a democratic country. It's the land of the free, where you have freedom of speech, where you have your dreams come to reality. Where else, that is not the case as per what I've been seeing people saying. And thanks to social media that we're actually getting to learn a lot that we didn't know. Because if we were just having the mainstream media like it's been for ages, then people will still not be aware of what's happening currently. Like right now, this guy that has done this video will not be out there to air or just show us or tell us how his life is like. And also this video I've stitched of a guy that I know that is saying how America's social life is close to non-existence. People are not socially out there, and the reason is because it's work, home, sleep, work, home, sleep. For you to have a good life, especially if you're not educated, when you don't have a career, you'll have to take like 2 to 3 jobs for you to be able to maneuver life in America, for you to be able to pay the taxes, for you to be able to pay your car insurance, your health insurance, and everything that's needed in your rent, or else you might end up homeless. Like, you know, I see people in the comment section telling people, like, people don't understand how even when you have a job, it's easy to be homeless. Like, you already have a job, but you cannot afford a place to stay, which is quite crazy. Like, thinking that this is the land of milk and honey, where you have everything, where everyone that is not from America thinks that when you go to America, you have everything figured out and you have your whole life planned on how great it will turn out, and you only need that visa and that one-way ticket to the States, and you'll have everything done in no time. I hear people say that I'll go there and in 3 years I'll have everything together. I'll have my life together. I'll have my beautiful home together. I'll have my land and all that together, all figured out. But this is because of what they've been seeing on the mainstream media. This is how we've been shown how America is like. Now has come social media, where you get to see the reality of how America is like. You cannot tell me like a very small house you end up paying $900 for, maybe even smaller than a normal studio that you'll find in any other part of the world. Like, housing is quite expensive, and people don't understand, like, in America, like, there are so many things you need to have. Like, here it's quite easy for you to get sick and just go to a public hospital, whereby you'll not be needed anything. In some of these hospitals in the States, you need insurance, and if you don't have that insurance, you'll end up paying thousands of US dollars. you know. The taxes that you're paying, they are quite high, and before even your salary gets to your bank account, they already have deducted your tax, they've already deducted your gas. You know, like here in Africa, in some parts of Africa and other parts of the world, like in Kenya, you can have your own gas, but in America, no, you don't get to refill the gas yourself. They don't even allow the type of the gas that we use here. Like, you'll have your cylinder in the house connected to your cooker. In some parts, I don't know if it's in all the states, but I know for a state like New York, you'll have to have that gas that comes or passes under with pipes, and they are directly connected to your house. And when you don't pay that, it will be turned off. And you cannot have, like, unless you just go for an electric tabletop cooker. That means when you cannot afford to pay that gas, you end up not cooking, and you end up starting to eat in restaurants, which is quite expensive for you to buy food for lunch, supper, breakfast, dinner. It's not easy. Let's look at things like electricity. It's not like here when you have like $5 or even $3 or even $1, you are able to pay for your electricity, and it will keep you going for the day until you get the rest of the money. But it's not the case in the States. Like, for example, during winter, where it's quite cold and you use a lot of electricity because you want to heat up your house, so you see, it gets expensive. There are so many rules that have been put there, and I keep on asking myself, do some of these laws and rules even help, or they're just making life hard for the American citizens, especially for the common citizen? And making friends, it's not easy, and especially when you are a person of my kind of life, there is no easy. Racism, the hatred, even going to find work, even when you have a career, you stay in the same position without even being promoted. And mind you, you're qualified as long as you're a person of my kind. Like, people have to be ready for this so many times. And I've seen or heard people talking or thinking that people who are there, they don't want to work, especially like when most Africans go there, they are taught, not only Africans. I saw this video of another lady from Nigeria. She was saying how she was taught about Black Americans, how she was taught to don't associate herself with Black Americans, and a lot of more all these narratives that we hear people say out here, even on social media. You know, you have this negative image or negative thoughts or negative narrative about Black American because you don't understand the history. You know, even me till today, I'm still learning the history of Black Americans in the United States of America, and this is something that people should get to learn rather than listening to his story. Because, you know, listen to Black American history and not his story, because he's only giving you his story to fit his narrative, you know, and try to divide the Black Americans and Africans and other Black people in the world, you see. So some of the jobs that people go to do in the United States of America, like Africans and other people from maybe the Hispanic community, Asian community, some of these jobs, Black Americans cannot take them. The reason is to their history, and they know and understand better. Some of these jobs that you get paid peanuts, like now look at how farmers are suffering because they don't have people to work on their farms. And they thought and believed that because this guy said that, you know, the illegal immigrants are taking away Black jobs, Black people get working in the farms. And I'm sure there is not even like, yeah, there's some Africans who go and want to work in those farms, but when they're being paid well. So you see, it's life in America is not just as people think it is, or what you've been seeing over the years on the mainstream media. Right now there is social media, right now there is internet where you can get actually to learn and understand how life is like in America. And these are some of the videos that have been coming across lately on people saying how hard life is like in America and the things that people don't necessarily talk about. Like this guy saying he probably managed to visit the country or his homeland once a year, like a month, you see, and the rest of 11th months that he'll be there, he'll be working tirelessly trying to make ends meet. You know, they come back here, build a home that they'll never live in. It's so crazy, guys. But if you go there and you're making money, you're probably making good money, it's easy to invest back home and build your retirement back home, wherever, from whichever country or continent that you're coming from. If you're coming from Asia, if you're coming from Africa, so it's easy if you want to build and make sure that you're investing back in your homeland for you to come and retire there. But if your dream is living there, raising your kids there, and having your life there, then you have to be very lucky for you to have a good life, for you not to die while still in debt, where your house is on, you haven't finished paying your mortgage, you haven't finished paying your car. Because I see so many people always, they have cars, they get houses when they get there, and all these they get on credit, as this guy is saying, which later becomes a burden to so many people, because bills keep on piling up. They don't get on reducing. No, every time bills, something new is coming up and you have to pay that. And this is what most Africans actually don't understand, or most people that are really willing to relocate and live in the United States of America, thinking that they're going to make life better out there. Just know that you'll hustle even 2 times harder than you would in your country. That is just the case. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. And if you're an African watching this, would love to know how your life has been. If you're living in the States, how has your life been? How has the transition been? Do you have to work 2 times harder than you would work in your country for you to make ends meet? And until the next episode, bye.